Welcome back to another episode on Start Your Day with a Creative. Today on the episode, we have here Cristal Buemi, who is a multidisciplinary artist. Hi, Crystal.
Hi, buddy.
Thank you for playing with us and sharing your routine with us.
Of course, happy to be here.
Yeah. So first question, what's a typical work week look like for you right now? And if there's no typical work week, tell us what your ideal work week look like.
Yeah, that's really funny. So typical, a couple times a week, I'm teaching either in class or online, and that can look like, teaching university students, teaching community programs, and then the days I'm not doing that, working on my own personal practice, either from home or at a studio space, and then sometimes that's sprinkled in with like client work. So whether it's, like a little music video, a visualizer, or working an actual set, and that's kind of what my week looks like.
Amazing. And how do you like to start your work week?
Yeah, so it definitely depends on the season, I would say. Like it's definitely seasonal dependent. But I have a rule for myself that I don't start my day until I've fed myself a little bit. So whether that's going outside for a really nice walk by the water or going for a run or something, doing some yoga, reading, doing meditation, maybe seeing a friend for coffee. Like I think it's important to make sure your day starts off right and it's for yourself too, not just for everyone else. So that's a nice way for me to make sure I do that every day.
Awesome. I think it goes back to the point that you mentioned in our interview about like how always making sure you are okay, you're good, and
Yeah.
reserving those time for yourself.
Yeah.
How do you like to end your workday then?
So, kind of similarly, like I definitely like to end my day doing something like kind of separate from what I've just spent my whole day doing. But a huge part of kind of my work day is definitely organizing for either the coming up week or for the next day. So whether that's, just reviewing emails, making sure my schedule is, I know what's coming up the next day or the next couple of days. I'm a list person. So making sure, all the things I did that day are crossed off, or if I need to add new little things so that I'm feeling kind of organized for the next day.
Amazing. Are you little extra question? Are you a list person are you a pen and paper kind of person, or do you have a software? Do you manage your list?
Yeah. So I used to be definitely more pen and paper, but I have horrible handwriting, like horrible handwriting. And after a while,
Cannot be your own list.
after a while, I would be writing things so quickly, I'd be like, what? So I just actually, it's really simple. I just have it's called to-do list, and it's just a Word doc
Mm.
that I just have open with my email and my calendar. And I just literally there just type things. I like that because if I'm in meetings and I don't have like a separate tab open, I just quickly write notes in there and then I can copy them later on into a separate document if needed. So it's kind of my like daily, it's like almost like a daily journal list.
Daily journal.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So everything kind of lives there.
Yeah. I'm the same when I do pen and paper. Sometimes like, oh, I must have wrote that when I'm very anxious because I cannot read what is there. So definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite way to get into the creative zone?
Yeah. Okay. I have a few of these. So I would say definitely because I work in mostly like a visual medium, watching different things. So whether that's, going to screenings, watching things on YouTube, on Instagram, like definitely just seeing what other artists are doing, how they're using like hybrid techniques and things like that. Now I have a
Mhm.
cute addition, it's also my students' work, like seeing what work they submit, and that can also be a source of like inspiration. And I also
Mm.
another one that I really like, oh, music is a huge one. Like especially when I'm animating,
Yes.
I have to make a good playlist, I have, depending on the mood, music is a big one. And then the last one, honestly, is conversations like this, like having conversations with friends, with colleagues. Those are huge sources of inspiration.
Yeah. What's your favorite type of music to get in the zone?
Oh gosh. Okay, so it's kind of funny, and people have made fun of me, but because I'm Latin, like definitely like a reggaeton. Like I liked,
Mm.
depending on the day. Sometimes I need like classical music, and I don't feel stressed out or anything. But especially if I'm animating, because you're usually standing, and it can kind of feel a bit like
Um,
uncomfortable for your body. The kind of dance music at least helps me like move a bit, reminds me to not
rhythm.
yeah, to not just like stay still in a crunchy kind of position all day. So that helps. But I've had people usually like sometimes like walk because I have headphones on, like open the curtain and walk at me and I'm like dancing and they're like, oh. it's kind of like a bit of my reputation where people know like she might be dancing, so just don't mind her.
If she's dancing, she's probably animating.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So what's one item that's always on your desk?
I have two. So I always have a little snack. Like always have a little
Yes.
snack. And I love like little bowls. Like I have, for
Mhm.
example, like these types of things that you get at like little vintage stores and stuff.
Ooh.
I always have little bowls with like little snacks. That's like a huge thing. And then I always also have like a lotion or something. So I take a moment because I still have this kind of chronic pain once in a while that I have to take breaks. So the lotion kind of reminds me to like take a moment, put some cream on my hands, do a little bit of stretching. And so those things really help me, especially like when I'm sitting at my desk at home. Those are definitely things that help me throughout my day.
Hmm. I love the lotion idea that like, as you're like kind of massaging yourself, you're like, okay, yeah, I need to take a break.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
helps. And then you're a little sticky, so you have to literally, you can't go right back. Like you have to take a little break. So it's like even if it's 5 minutes,
Mm.
it kind of it's kind of silly, but it kind of helps.
This last question is secretly my favorite question because no one has answered the same item so far.
Okay, I'm sure.
And everybody has a little trick of like tricking themselves into breaks and like grounding themselves or reminding themselves. I love it.
Definitely, yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your routine with us.
Yeah, definitely. I hope it helps.
Yay.